Hi everyone! This week we'll be doing Lesson 10, The Passion and Death of Jesus. First, we'll start with the introduction. Introduction. After the observance of the Pasch, Jesus went to Gethsemane together with his disciples. Jesus knew in advance his passion and crucifixion. The high priest and the leaders of the people had conspired to kill Jesus. The high priest had bribed Judas, one of the apostles, with 30 pieces of silver in order to catch Jesus deceitfully. Jesus in Gethsemane. Jesus, who entered Gethsemane with his disciples, went a short distance further, prostrated, and began to pray, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me." Even at these moments of severe suffering, Jesus dedicated himself to the will of the Father. At the prayer, Jesus was speaking to his disciples. Then Judas the betrayer came there with the people carrying weapons. Judas had given the sign of identification to the people. "The one I will kiss is the man. Arrest him." Judas approached Jesus and through kissing betrayed him, saying, "Greetings, Rabbi." Then the people came forward, laid hands on Jesus, and arrested him. Then they led him to Caiaphas, the high priest. The scribes and the elders had assembled in the house of Caiaphas. The chief priest and the whole council were looking for false testimonies against Jesus. The whole council of judges attributed blasphemy on Jesus and decided that he deserved death. Then they spat on his face and struck him. Thus, the priests found means to kill Jesus, who was a threat to them. The reason was that they had feared Jesus. Peter had also entered the courtyard of the house of the chief priest. He went there to know what would happen to Jesus. Peter denied Jesus to those who asked, "Are you not a disciple of Jesus?" And he said to them, "I do not know him." Peter denied Jesus 3 times. The disciples, whom Jesus loved most, rejected him in the last moments of his suffering. Although the council judges decided that Jesus was deserving death, the Jewish law did not permit them to kill anyone. Therefore, they brought Jesus to Pilate, the Roman governor. Pilate tried Jesus, but he could not find any fault in him. Hence, he decided to set him free. But the crowd shouted loudly and persistently to crucify Jesus. At last, Pilate decided to sanction the demand of the people. Thus, the innocent Jesus was condemned to infamous crucifixion. Pilate handed over Jesus to the Jews to be crucified. The death on the cross. The punishment of killing through crucifixion started among the Persians and spread among the Romans. In general, the slaves, the thieves, murderers, and traitors were judged for death by crucifixion. They usually first underwent cruel flogging and cruel torments. They were almost dead, were led to the place of execution, and carrying their own cross on their shoulders were punished. This was considered to be the most despicable manner of punishment. The weight of the cross was unbearable to Jesus, who was weak after his beatings. After reaching Golgotha, the soldiers gave Jesus wine mixed with myrrh, but he did not drink it. They then removed the clothes and crucified him. After crucifying Jesus, the soldiers divided his garments among them. 2 criminals were also crucified along with Jesus, one on his left and one on his right. The death on the cross continued. Hanging on the cross, Jesus prayed for those who have crucified him, saying thus, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Jesus was ready to forgive even those who crucified him. Pilate wrote an inscription in 3 languages and fixed it on the top of the cross of Jesus. Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. Jesus was crucified on a Friday. From noon till 3 in the afternoon, darkness spread all over the earth. the sun was darkened. The curtain of the temple was torn into two, and the rocks were split. Jesus, who understood that everything was completed, cried in a loud voice and said, "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit." Having said this, he breathed his last. Jesus offered his life as sacrifice for the salvation of mankind. Jesus, who was sinless, died on the cross for us sinners. Jesus was the Lamb of God who carries the sins of the world. He carried the sins of the whole world and sacrificed himself for the salvation of mankind. Jesus is buried. Joseph of Arimathea, the secret disciple of Jesus, and Nicodemus, the leader of the Jews, got permission from Pilate to remove the body of Jesus from the cross. They came near Jesus bringing different spices, aloes, and myrrh. They brought down the body of Jesus from the cross, and according to the burial custom of the Jews, they wrapped the body with spices and linen clothes. There was a new tomb in the garden near the place where Jesus was crucified, in which no one had ever been laid. There they buried Jesus.
At 3:00 on Friday, the only Son of God, the Savior left Zion and started his saving journey. On his shoulders he carried the cross and was led to Calvary for crucifixion. Salvation for the whole world he won by his death. Let us sing praises to the Holy Son of God. Hallelujah.
Life witness. Through the passion and death of Jesus, mankind was saved forever. Let us devoutly take part in the Holy Week, which commemorates the passion and death of Jesus. The verse to memorize this week is St. Luke chapter 22, verse 42. "Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done." This is an important verse for two main reasons. One, because it shows how human Jesus was. He was doing something that he didn't really want to do. But number two, the reason why it's so important is that he realized that it was his Father's will, and he was obedient to the Father's will. The end of lesson questions for this week include the following. 1. What did Jesus pray in Gethsemane? 2. Describe the death of Jesus on the cross. And 3. How was Jesus buried? And then lastly, for this week's activity, please review the Stations of the Cross, which take us through the passion and death of Jesus. If you can't see the picture that's listed here, you can use any Catholic website to help you go through the Stations of the Cross.